Sag Nasty. I want to know about Seattle days. You spent 5 days out there, or excuse me, 5 years out there in Seattle. What were you doing out in Seattle?
Like 4.
4 years, okay.
Nothing. Mm-hmm. I worked at a car wash and I sold drugs. I mean, whatever.
Nothing. What?
Nothing.
How did you?
I didn't do anything good. Nothing.
How did you end up back in Saginaw then?
I got strong. I ended up getting. I got an opiates really bad, being out there.
That was the question I meant to ask you about. Is on the West Coast, we lost so many people.
Right.
Up there, northwest. Why were you guys so drawn there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why were you guys so drawn up there? Oregon and Seattle.
I mean, for me, it was just to be honest. Okay, to be completely transparent and be honest. Like I was drinking, and then I started using opiates to stop drinking, which didn't work out. You know what I mean? Like it didn't help.
No, of course not.
Work out for me at all. And
and
I ended up being worse off on the opiates than I ever was on the alcohol. So I moved back here. I moved back to Saginaw and I lived with my mom for like 6 months before I went back to jail. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what happened.
When's the first time you get locked up?
In a nutshell.
When's the first time you get locked up, or then why?
I was 18.
Oh, wow.
I got picked up with cocaine when I was 18.
In Saginaw?
Yeah.
Okay. And like, so this is before did you like after the fish tour? Like, how does that work out? That's before the fish tour then?
Oh, I went to jail a bunch during all that time.
Wow. And so when you get picked up with cocaine, how come you didn't get like a harsh penalty? Because in those days, they'd give you like 20 years.
Well, no, I got put on 2 years of probation for it.
For cocaine? That's lucky.
Well, it was a small amount. I mean, I was no kingpin.
There's still people in prison for a small amount right now.
1,000 grams. I didn't get caught.
I guess maybe it was later. I guess it's early 80s that you used to have like a little zoot and you would get like 20, 30 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Michigan, they
maybe in Michigan.
Yeah. It's a 750 law.
Okay.
So if you have more than 750 grams, you're doing life. Is how it works in Michigan.
See, yeah, that's intense. You got probation.
Well, no, I got caught with like a half a gram.
Yeah, but still, that's like life for 750.
Yeah, well, 750 grams is a lot.
That's a lot.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I mean, if you really think about, oh man, that's way more. I mean, whatever. I'm a low level drug offender. Like I'm an addict when it comes down to it.
The amount you have is more the using level instead of distribution.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm an addict. I've never been caught doing anything crazy. So I guess that's just the way it was. I mean, I got in trouble when I was 18, and that's basically why I moved to Seattle. I don't know why it keeps cutting out.
It happens like that with the phone. That's okay. So you said you moved to Seattle because of that arrest.
I mean, not necessarily, but basically, you know what I mean? Like, I was paranoid that I was going to get in trouble, and I didn't want to go to jail for it. And,
did you go to Saginaw County?
Yeah. Yep.
Ain't no joke. I've been in Saginaw County. There's no joke out there.
No, and at that point, when I was 18, I was like 130 pounds, and I had long hair. You know, I
went at 17, so yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And at that point in my life, I couldn't handle myself. You know, I didn't know how to act. So, you know, I was just a little kid.
I
when it
was
comes down
so
to it.
afraid. I got arrested
Yeah.
on a Friday, and you know when you're in that, I don't know how many holding tanks there are there, but the one I was at was just kitty corner to the real lockup, and you can see the guys in their orange, and they're looking at you, and they're basically like fishing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were in the old jail because they got the two little cells before the big one. So you were in one
Yeah,
of the little ones.
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we got like
Yeah.
20 people in ours, and this guy, he's like this huge black guy, is like screaming at the officers, like rapping. He's spitting all over the plexiglass,
Right.
and they called his name. It was like Cornelius, like Wrinkle Bottom, and it was him.
Right.
And he just started crying. And they literally beat him up the moment that he got into the holding tank. All the guys that were waiting just beat him up right away. I was like terrified. Like, what the heck?
That's an eye opener.
Yes.
That's one of those. That's one of those like, oh damn, I don't ever want to do this again type stuff.
Oh heck no. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Luckily I got out. We didn't have to, because you know they say if you go in on Friday, you have to spend the weekend. And I was
you
like,
gotta be
oh
there till
no.
Monday.
Yeah. Somehow I got out. Oh man. Dino's
Well,
dad
it
hooked me
depends.
up.
If you've never been in trouble before, they do the PR bonds, whatever. Anyways, but
I don't know what that
I
is
don't-
even. Yeah, I didn't learn. Dino's dad hooked me up.
exactly.
Oh, I was terrified.
Yeah. You know what's
So
funny about that
mhm.
is my mom's neighbor works at the jail, so it's like I've always had like a connection at the jail because my mom's neighbor worked there. So it's always been
That's
weird.
Stu's dad works for the county. Maybe he would have hooked me up, but he wasn't with me that
Stu-
day.
No, he used to, because I remember Adam Meyer used to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And his dad used to look out for him.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Adam used to get in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that's right. You guys used to hang out probably because he was friends with Ingers.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So then you go to prison. 4 years, you said.
Yeah. I got arrested for my 4th and 5th drunk driving.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to think how to word this. I got a fleeing, eluding, and a possession of narcotics with my 4th and 5th drunk driving. They sentenced me to. They gave me 2 to 10 years. I did 4.
2 to 10 years.
Yeah, and I did 4. Like I should have came home after 2. I should have came home after 2, but I didn't.
Why not?
So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, well, if you can tell, I'm curious. Yeah, but don't get yourself in trouble.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I don't know.
Super curious.
Hey, listen, you're so smart. I'm trying to word everything really carefully.
Yeah. Please do that.
So okay, I was supposed to come home after 2 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, no, you're not coming home. Like you have to see the parole board. Okay.
Yes.
But truthfully, like for me being a low level drug offender, the person that I was, I shouldn't even have seen the parole board. What they do is they call it, you get your paperwork under the door.
Yeah.
So what they do is they just give you your paperwork that says that you're going home. But I actually had to see the parole board.
You get in trouble or something while you were locked up?
No.
Wow. What is going on then?
Okay, I'll tell you. I got one ticket while I was in prison. It's called a major out of place. So I got caught in the school building when I wasn't supposed to be in the school building.
Okay.
And so it's like you can't be somewhere that you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So that's what happened. That I got one ticket.
And you think that's why they made it?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's what I figured. I don't think so either. Right.
No,
exactly.
I don't think that's why they did it to me at all.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's 2 more years.
They used to call it being con-wise. So like if you talk too good and if you do too much, like they used to hold you for being too intelligent.
Wow. So they want to break you.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying that I'm not a smart guy like that. I'm not whatever, but I am pretty well spoken. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And like, so I went into the pro board and I was like, blah blah. This is what happened. I even took responsibility for what I did, and they like I
Yeah.
didn't go home. I didn't. They didn't let me go home.
How many times did you
So
see the board?
just the one time.
Oh,
But what
okay.
they call it getting your head cracked. So I got my head cracked.
What does that
I
mean?
got I got an 18-month flop. So I
Ah,
did.
they tell you at that moment how much more time you have.
No, they don't tell you right then. They
Yeah, I
don't.
mean, but I mean,
You
like
don't
after, I
know.
mean, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you don't know how
yeah.
you didn't know there was gonna be 18?
No, not at all. I thought I was going
Wow.
home. I thought I went in there and I thought I went in there and I thought I talked my way out of it. You know, I
Yeah,
thought I was
right.
going home.
Yeah.
And they were like, "No. No. Mr. Ortega, you are not going home. You are not that smart. You need to shut the fuck up and you need to get your life together."